your job suck just a little bit less.
Cushy.
Zolak and Bertrand, 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Swing and miss. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom half of inning 5.
How about this display walking off the mound? After striking out Junior Caminero, and Junior's thinking just like what we were. Like, what exactly are you doing?
Oh, there is nothing worse than the celebration police in baseball. And I don't know who that is on the Tampa Bay broadcast yesterday that's highlighting the fact that Junior Caminero is sitting there looking at Payton Tolle, wondering why Payton Tolle is excited to sort of strike him out. By the way, Caminero hit a home run in this game earlier, and then he gets him to strike out swinging, and he's excited about his performance. Now, there's more to it that I wouldn't expect anybody to know, which is it's Mother's Day, and Payton Tolle lost his mom a couple of years ago. The date was whatever Saturday's date, so today's the 11th. It was the 9th.
Yep.
Okay, so the anniversary of her passing was nearly 2 years to the day. It's Mother's Day. His mother passed away a couple of years ago. Emotional day for him to go out on Mother's Day and get this start. I don't need you to know any of that to know that what Payton Tolle did, which was to get a big strikeout in a game that was still within reach, is worthy of a celebration. Like, what is the problem with Payton Tolle fist pumping and being excited about getting out of an inning? The stodgy broadcasters or Caminero himself is such bullcrap.
He's the biggest celebration.
He celebrates everything.
He has the craziest celebrations you ever seen rounding the bases.
In fact, did you happen to catch his Father's Day celebration with his dad in attendance? Going back to, hold on, let me double check. Was it last year? Yes.
2 years ago.
Last Father's Day, his dad was in the crowd, and he hits a home run in the 9th inning when his team was up 6-0 in the top of the 9th.
Wasn't he the one on the World Baseball Classic doing the worm basically around?
Yeah,
the
but I mean that was a big home run.
Yeah.
I have no problem with it. But he was big celebration because he had a big home run and he was in front of his dad and he wanted to celebrate. Kissing, blowing kisses to the crowd. Big high five of his third base coach. What don't we want that in the sport?
Yes.
What is the problem? Why are you trying to get...
I put up morning announcers.
So yes, you tell
Absolutely.
me Caminero's, but Caminero himself was looking at Tolle like, whoa, what's that?
What are you doing? Yeah.
What's wrong with you? I don't get that. Bogus. Good for Tolle. Celebrate it. Celebrate, keeping yourself in a game. Getting by a tough batter who you gave up a home run to earlier. What is the problem?
This team is ridiculous homer. That curveball was in the dirt. The only thing I wonder is on Friday, there was a little bit of a dust-up at third base between Duran and Caminero, where Duran weirdly being sensitive. Caminero was like having an Adrian Beltre moment where he just put the glove up against him. Duran didn't like it. The only question I would be is, like, was Caminero saying, well, I've hit 2 homers in the series? Like, are you guys, like, trying to say something? Like, are you trying to send a signal? Is that what it is? That'd be my only question in the entire situation. No excuse for the Rays broadcast because the Payton Tolle story was everywhere before the game.
Yes. Yeah.
And even if you didn't, do you even need that to be the case? I mean, it adds extra context, but I don't even expect you to know that.
It wasn't a crazy
and not
celebration.
be upset with what he did. It wasn't anything out of line. It wasn't crazy.
Nope.
It wasn't excessive. It was happy with getting out of the inning.
And he didn't look at him. He's strictly looking in the Red Sox dugout.
Bingo. Yeah. He's looking at his teammates who are a bunch of dead-ass players, and Payton Tolle knows it. Because Payton Tolle, if you hear him talk and you hear him just be an engaging personality, you can tell he's a guy who just kind of gets it and knows kind of what it takes to have, the right mindset. And I feel like he's one of the few guys, the young players that you look at and say, well, that guy gets it. He's got a good mindset. Yeah. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He gets it. He's trying to fire up his team in a game that's a 3-0 game at the time in the 5th.
It's come on. Such a flat-ass team just all year long. Like you said, every time this kid's on the mound, he gives you a little juice. And obviously you're a flat team if you can't hit anyway, so I understand that's kind of built in. But for sure,
so mad.
These starts, man, absolutely. It's the one electric thing you kind of look forward to. He's awesome on the mound, and what he brings in terms of the personality is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Pissed off at these Tampa Bay guys. I need their names. What are their names? Who is it down there?
Dwayne Statz and Brian Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson. Take that.
Dork.
Stop being so uptight. It's not your grandfather's game anymore, pal.
See, this always happens, too, in the Tiger series where you have their broadcasters backing Framber Valdez. Anyone with a brain or a clue knows he's in the wrong there. I just don't understand why the home broadcast has to lean that way. You can be objective and fair at the same time.
By the way, I saw a great thing over the weekend. Did you know that back in the 90s, the Braves broadcasters, Bobby Cox, the year 2000, Bobby Cox gets tossed from a game. Rest in peace, Bobby Cox. So many great Bobby Cox videos and stories coming out over the weekend. One of them was he gets thrown out of a game after like 3 pitches.
I was going to say, is the Greg Maddux start where it's like right off the bat?
And there's a balk called on Maddux because it was a catcher's balk because the catcher was out. And I don't think it was Javi Lopez. I think it was someone else who was outside of the catcher's box. So they call the balk. And they absolutely go, berserk. But what the Braves broadcast on TBS on the Superstation pointed out was that after the game, it was a Saturday game, on Friday night, the umpires called attention to the fact that the catcher's box looked unusually large. The Braves were at home. They measure the catcher's box and discover that it's like 10 inches too wide. So what TBS does is shows an overlay of the catcher's box the night before and the catcher's box on Saturday after it had been corrected to show how badly the Braves home grounds crew had altered the box to make it wider and how the Brewers had complained about it. The Braves threw their broadcasters off their team plane on the next road trip. Would not let the TBS guys travel with the team.
Bob and I better watch.
The team and the station are all Ted Turners. It's like Nesson. It's like the Red Sox and Nesson. And they were so pissed they threw the TBS guys off the team charters. Can you imagine? First of all, could you imagine a home broadcast calling out their own team like that?
No, pretty wild
years later
to have that ready to go.
And can you imagine a team throwing their team broadcasters off the flight these days when they're owned by the same guy?
Yeah, didn't they do that to Eck?
No, I just booed him because the players are idiots.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Who do you think you are? Hall of Famer.
And so I thought that was a great story. Terrible and petty on the part of the Braves and Bobby Cox and his team. But a fun story nonetheless. And now you see what it's evolved into. It's just evolved into straight cheerleading like that Rays broadcast. I would say Nesson's done a decent job of handling what has been a miserable season.
Yeah.
In terms of being critical of the team on the broadcast and striking the right tone on the broadcast.
Yeah, especially O'Brien. Play-by-play guys are usually not the one to get after him a little bit. It's usually the color guy.
Man, this catcher's box, there is a monster difference there, man. They were
right.
They were cheating so badly.
Oh, man, it's bad.
And then my favorite part of the video, if you watch the video of the TBS broadcast, they start calling out the Red Sox in the video, saying, well, in some ballparks, they don't even chalk out the catcher's box. Up in Boston at Fenway, they don't even have one. Like, whoa. Leave the Red Sox out of this, Braves. Okay?
We'll have our moment in like 20 years.
We got nothing to do with this, all right? Mind your own business, TBS. They're bitching about Fenway. Devers is available. The Giants are apparently open to moving Rafi Devers. And the 224, is it 224? Do I have my numbers right? Thank you, Milliken. Who am I going to look at and nod and get a nod from next week when I need that? I need that backup.
George watching the Sox.
George. My man George. Giving you a thumbs up.
I'll give you a nod, even if it's not.
Even
right.
if it's bogus.
true.
I think it's 224 million.
Oh, I want to be George.
And
Giants eat 100 million, send them back.
Let's practice.
226.5.
Thank you. Close enough.
That's what I was going to say.
George is going to smell so much better than him.
Would you take him back?
No.
Have the Giants eat some money.
Yes.
They take half the contract. You taking him back?
Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat, Boston. In a heartbeat. Absolutely, you're taking him back.
Honestly,
throw a C on his chest.
I'm having the conversation about Matt Chapman, a guy who can actually come in here and hit 20 to 25 homers and play Gold Glove defense. He can do half of what Caleb can, or he can do double what Caleb Durbin can do.
Say
you can
half is
field.
not what we're
Now
looking
you can
for.
actually hit some homers and you fit in this ballpark.
Also, I want to know what Carabas is hearing. I got a couple emails today that people believe Carabas is hearing something. Is he hearing anything about the Red Sox.
Gonna be hearing a lot more Milliken as well.
I know, going to hear a lot more Milliken over there.
Sorry, bud.
Is he ready for you full time?
No.
That's a good. That's
100%.
a good question. I hope he's ready for this. But in addition to that, let me see, something along the lines of the front office is trying to ID and identify a bona fide big leaguer to help Roman Anthony. That they're trying to find out who that guy might be to bring in here.
No.
Is that something he said?
He didn't say it like that. It was more the idea of like floating. Could they try to do a reverse Rafael Devers if Craig Breslow's desperate? Like he was just playing out the idea of that.
All
like
right.
if Breslow was sitting here and he says, we need to do something, we need to save my job, does he call for Yordan Alvarez, who has 2 years remaining? And Paredes is over there too. Maybe you make a big blockbuster. And the scary thing is Nightingale saying they want essentially the Juan Soto trade when he went from the Nationals to the Padres. So that's 2 top 10 prospects. That conversation, where does it start? Payton Tolle probably, Franklin Arias, maybe even more. Is it Marcelo Meyer? Or did the Astros say we need Roman Anthony or we're not bending at all?
All right, we can talk more about that. Let's get to your calls as well. Mike writes in, could you imagine the Patriots kicking Zoe off their plane? Making him fly commercial and not having access to a good
Zoe
solid
tries it
ashtray.
every Sunday. Tries to get kicked off that plane.
We're gonna put out your cigarette if they make you fly commercial.
Right here.
Oh no.
Right here.
No, please
it
let
was
me on the
Mike's
flight.
point. Mike emailed in and said, "What happens if you don't have an ashtray?
Bend over.
And you
I'll
want to
show
light one up?" Hey, by the way, if they're looking for a new plane, those Spirit planes are available. You know, I don't know if any of those could be reconfigured for pods.
Those dirty diapers that were thrown away and there, the babies running around with diapers. Ugh.
Can't bring a bag, but
Yeah, you charge extra for that.
Remember the Southwest commercial where you had to put quarters in the overhead to get it to open? It'd be like that. Slide in 50 cents to get in every time. Okay, we'll get back to it with your calls and more on. Come on, let's go get Devers. Let's get him back in here on a discount. Let's start that. He could be available among other players there. They might be blowing it up. It's starting over there in San Francisco. It's all on the way on Zolak and Bertrand.
So,
This is what you get when you get the meat package.
and Beetle.
Okay, you can bank on that.
And the games play here.
Stop and start. Attacks the paint. Runs it up and in.
98.5, the Sports Hub.
How did we end up on Casey and JoJo?
Great song, though. I don't hate it.
No, I don't hate it either. I just don't know that we've ever.
wedding?
I don't know that we've ever played that before.
You gonna have that for your wedding?
That was like a middle school dance right there. That's
to remind you of
that
other
song was.
women, not her.
we play that song once a year.
Back
For
me in
what?
the corner there.
Someone's birthday.
Is it someone's birthday today?
Sure is.
Who? Not mine.
Whose birthday?
Our dearly departed.
It's your birthday today?
It is.
Christ.
Milliken, I love that move.
Not a big birthday guy.
I would have gotten you a bat.
Only one of us remembered.
I would have gotten you one of those little
I'm
mini
terrible with
baseball bats.
birthdays.
I still love him.
I hate them.
It just
What?
makes me uncomfortable.
I'm with you on that.
Like, I don't know what to say to people. It's just another day. Like, thank you.
What about yesterday being Mother's Day? How did you take that day?
Celebrated my mom.
Was it another day? Just another day?
No, but that's Mother's Day.
Okay, that's right.
I have another friend's birthday in my contacts that then put it into your calendar. Do you have that feature? Do you have that turned on?
No.
I got to add Milliken now. So that
No,
on
you
this
don't-
day
you
next
don't
year.
You don't really.
What do you mean?
He's not going to be here.
I know he's but I still consider him a friend.
Thank you.
And
We've
then
come a long way.
And then he will be on here so that next year I know to text him on this date.
That's good. Do they do desserts downstairs? Can we get him something?
Can you get the guy a cake?
They have cookies.
We are Facebook friends. You can see that way.
My
People still do that on Facebook?
Nice.
Yeah.
People still write on people's walls?
But I'm adding it because this is the appropriate thing to do is to add it.
Thank you, Beetle.
And that way it's there.
Classy.
Thank you. Trying. I mean, I forgot it this year, so I can't. It's not like I could take any credit for being a thoughtful friend. Yep. Edit. Hold on.
They got a cookie, an Oreo cookie, and a protein bar. Which one do you want, Milliken?
Which
That
one
would
do you
kill
think
me.
is best?
All of
Protein
it.
bar.
Protein bar would kill him. My body rejected it.
Ooh, what's protein? What's that?
Only
it
thing
is.
I'm eating is chicken parm today, baby.
Added.
Yeah.
Let's make him
Where
walk
you get-
over
where you
and
get it
some
from?
Five
Yeah, you
Guys.
going out to dinner?
Yeah, I don't want to say where I'm going.
Olive Garden?
Are you going to the?
No.
Do the Mike Vrabel. Tell us where you're going to dinner.
The Nines?
No. I had that yesterday. That was actually my.
Did you get the prime rib?
Did you eat in or take out?
Takeout.
Prime rib?
I ate in at the Nines over the weekend. First time in a long time.
Which location, Beetle?
It's technically Rockland, even though it's sandwiched between like the highway off ramp that you get off and you go. I am like in my mind, you go left to go to Rockland, you go right to go to Norwell. It feels like Norwell, but it's still technically in Rockland. Yeah.
Kids eat free or no?
That is the home one.
No, the children of New England have been starving. Plus, my kids are like 6 feet tall. They're over it. Yeah. Will's like 5'6". You can't get him a kids menu. People don't believe his age. You're like, nah, he's only 12. No, he isn't. Yes, he is. Looks like he could drive.
What kind of beer do you want?
Yeah,
sir?
exactly.
Come on.
So no, it's not like they're eating off that kids menu anyway. Tell you what I tried there, though. I didn't order it, but the kids had it as a side. This is a new development at the Nines. Mac and cheese. Do you know they make a quality mac and cheese there?
Really?
Is it like a skillet?
It's in like a ceramic dish, like baked into the dish a little bit.
I thought they would have served you like the Kraft mac and cheese. Like I think.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Their
really?
mac and cheese game has been upgraded. I was like, what is that?
Is there chicken mixed in this, like a buffalo tender?
No. Nope. They just got it as a side of mac and cheese. You should consider it if you're a mac and cheese guy, Milliken, which I believe you are.
Very.
Just as a side, not as like a main meal, just as a nice little side. I think you'd be interested in trying this.
We can't talk about how big of a mac and cheese guy he is.
I know. I've tried it.
I had a little taste of cod yesterday. It's pretty good.
A little taste of it?
A little taste
I
of
want
it.
a big piece of it, like just a little piece. Like we went to a buffet, so you have multiple things. I just got to try this. It looks good. It was really good. Mm-hmm. I haven't had cod in a while. Catch them today.
Catch of the day.
You know why?
What else do you have at the buffet?
Also at the Nines?
Ham salad, beans. It's good.
Every food group.
Yeah. Yep. Little poached egg.
That's
good.
nice.
Yeah.
How many times you go up?
Two. Gotta get your money back.
That absolutely is true.
The cod right next to the egg, of course.
Yeah.
Fish and eggs.
What's wrong with that?
It's a lot of proteins.
You never
There's
had
protein in.
You never had eggs Benedict with salmon? It's pretty good. Crab eggs Benedict, really good.
No.
Excuse me, Mr. Weatherby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Highfalutin.
No. Very sore today. I played golf yesterday too.
On Mother's Day, that's how you celebrated the moms? You went golfing?
Yeah.
You took off and did a...
Let's celebrate.
Did she golf?
No. She hung out a little bit.
If you have a mom who golfs, that is like the best day to go golf.
But right, but I didn't think that... So who went golfing?
We only played 9.
Who went golfing?
Me and the 2 kids and the future son-in-law. So played the course.
You got 3 kids.
2 kids.
You've got 3 though.
Me, 2 kids. Yeah, 1 kid didn't play. She hung it back.
Oh.
Back with mom and grandma. Yeah.
That was the gift to mom.
Happy Mother's Day. We're going golfing.
We'll give you a couple hours.
Yeah,
Give you a few hours.
Yeah.
Everyone comes back wasted.
Was it all at the same place? Did you do the golf and the brunch at the same the golf
Oh, that's nice.
at the golf course?
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Also without mom?
No, she was there.
Boys brunch.
Oh yeah, we had a boys' day. Yeah.
Boys brunch.
There it is, boys trip.
Here's your friend Paulie in the truck.
Hey, you coming to our golf tournament?
If I'm not too busy, I'll do everything I can to try.
What the hell else you got to do? You get to see T-Bone.
90% chance that I'll be there, so you know I like to come in.
Yeah, boy. Yep.
I love Tyler Milliken. I am going to miss him. Happy birthday, Tyler. Sure, why didn't you tell me when I was just on the horn with you a few minutes ago? Happy birthday. Man of the people, voice of reason, heart of a champion, a lion, a real good man, gentleman to the...
That's enough.
Oh, that wasn't fair.
Come on, last week.
Come on.
He's starting to morph into Joe the Milkman. Joe from West Virginia. The Tyler Milkman and my man.
Paulie was offering tribute to Milliken on his birthday during his final week here with the program, and you cut him off. That's
damn
T-Bone
French
can't,
phones.
T-Bone
That's
can't wait for him to leave.
Connected.
that is rude.
Nobody happier than
That is so rude.
Philippe, come back. Fix the phone.
Remember Philippe? When he was fixing the phones?
Yeah, like thin cigarette.
He left us with this mess. They've been okay lately. They've been working for the most part. I can't remember the last time we had like a catastrophic failure of the phones.
Minor glitch right there. I don't know.
Yeah. The minor glitch would be your itchy trigger finger. Would be the glitch.
My favorite part is like when we're traveling and Dennis is with us on the bus and he gets the call from the studio. Everything's down. What do I do? And Dennis like freaks out. I can't explain it over the phone. So it's just pure panic. It's Dennis at his best. He fixed it though.
Well, they're chipping away at that staff over there. So we're down to Dennis and Conti.
Yeah. What if Conti gets sick?
Got Dennis and the troll. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. What can Lau slide over and do some more stuff?
They're going to have to.
Yeah. It's a jack of all trades.
He doesn't do anything.
A Swiss Army knife.
Well, it's got nothing going on.
He told you he did? Yeah.
It's being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Email says Red Sox should make a trade for Mike Trout. We kicked that idea around last week. We've referenced some big names. Mike Trout, huge name, big contract, big money, a lot of years to go. I don't care. I would do it. I'm with the emailer. Yordan Alvarez is another big name that has been kicked around to bring in.
I don't even want to entertain that because it's never going to happen.
Why not?
They'll never do it.
You don't know that.
I think the Trout one, and even if you want to throw another one, Fernando Tatis Jr., who's had one of the weirdest starts to a season in a while. We know with Padres ownership, they're trying to get money off the books. Is John Henry going to be willing to take on a deal of that magnitude on top of everything you already have? Because that kind of move, and it would depend what's going the other way, you're crossing $300 million. It would be a full doubling down on Craig Breslow and going all in a way that we haven't seen since 2018.
Can anyone tell me what exactly the point of that John Henry story was over the weekend that popped up in, I think it was Sports Business Journal?
Yep.
What was the point of that? What are we doing? Like, are they trying to make him look good?
I don't know what the point of that was.
I read the story. I still don't understand why it exists.
Like reminiscing about the Theo days and stuff.
And the thing that I just push back on is this, how he was a guy who was focused on the analytics in a way that made him ahead of his curve, like ahead of the curve on this stuff.
Yep, you hired an analytical guy that made you real behind the curve. Now you're all analytics, and your baseball team's unwatchable.
The thing I would say was, in response to that, would be, well, he's never won because of that. That's never been the reason why he's had a winning team. At any point.
You had outstanding pitching, and you had some of the greatest 3-4 hitters we've ever seen, and a great leadoff guy.
No, expensive talent is what has been the thing that has driven his team at almost every
expensive
turn.
Pitchers, right? Beckett, David Price for what it's worth. You went and signed Chris Sale, like you know what it takes. John Lester, he goes and signs with the Cubs, wins it there. Expensive pitching, expensive 3-4 hitters, and a good leadoff guy. And a pretty good manager. He won in spite of some guys. And John Farrell won a championship.
Well, he's an excellent listener, in case you didn't know. He's a great, wonderful, amazing listener. No one's heard from him publicly in forever, but he's an amazing listener. I still don't even know what the hell the point of the story was. There's a puff piece in Sports Business Journal called Listen Up, John Henry's Approach to Decision Making. And it was all about how he's just a wonderful listener and excellent decision maker, as evidenced by his awesome baseball team that has lost this many games through 40 games for the first time since 1997. So they're off to their worst start in the John Henry era of Red Sox baseball. How do you like that?
But he makes excellent decisions.
They've dropped 23 of their first 40. 17 wins through 40 games. Worst start of Henry's time as Red Sox owner.
Oh, sell the team. That video of him mouthing, sell the team. Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
Oh. That's the most humor I've seen out of him ever. It's the most he's ever looked human.
I won't back down.
Yeah.
Great listener, though. Congratulations.
Yep, they were 16 and 24 in 1997.
16 and 24. Underachieving, for sure, in 97.
The worst offensive stretch at Fenway Park since the Green Monster was fully built in 1934.
Oh, jeez.
Isn't that insane?
Ew.
Oh,
Fewest runs, 56 in 19 games.
It's dreadful. They're a dreadful team. Dreadful. I'll tell you what, though. Nesson Plus crushes it, you guys. I texted you this over the weekend. You want to start showing me old games from the 90s? I'll tune in. And also, they only show you the good ones. You don't even have to watch the bad ones where they lose. Wes Chamberlain hitting a walk-off home run at Fenway in 1995 post-strike. I'm in. Pinch hit, walk-off home run.
I've been going through the Pedro tab on the Nesson 360 app, which is pretty cool, where you could just get all of his best performances. It's a good watch.
Can I just give you the starting
Who else has a tab? I need to look into this.
Roger Clemens has one in there.
Matt Stairs.
How about Mo Vaughn? Does Mo Vaughn?
There's a Mo Vaughn tab.
And it's full games?
Yes. Like just kind of a listing of his best games or best moments.
So you get that Seattle opening day.
I know what I'm doing instead of watching the Red Sox from now on. I'm going on Nesson 360 and watching the old stuff.
The Mo Vaughn tab.
They have like an Ortiz one. There's a bunch.
I just got to say, man, Raffy Palmeiro hitting a line drive single and rounding first and then trotting back to the bag where Mo Vaughn is standing. That gets me going a little bit.
It's a guy that did it the right way, yeah.
Okay, a couple of guys that did it the right way, that cared about the game, that cared about success, that cared about batting average and home runs and good stuff. Cal Ripken playing short. Jose Mesa coming out of the bullpen. Not Jose Mesa. I'm thinking, Armando Benitez.
Armando Benitez.
Yeah, throwing 105 on the gun at Camden Yards. Remember that? Now it's like everybody can do that crap. No, not Jose Mesa. Benitez was the guy. Wes Chamberlain home runs. Yeah, sign me up for that. You know, I noticed a couple of things watching a game from 1995 that stood out versus watching a game now. And it's not the things you would expect. It's not. Tell you about it. Tell you about it coming up next, all right? So
sounds
things
good.
that stand out. You watch a game from 30 years ago. Yes, the pacing is wildly different, but that's not
muscles may be a little bigger.
Well, let's not talk about that. We love muscles. Right, okay. Something else that really was visibly smacks you in the face if you're willing to go back and watch a game from 1995. I'll tell you next.
So,
Why do you think people listen to
Beetle,
He's got a big
Zolak, and Bertrand, the Sports Hub.
Canseco drives another to deep left field. Way out of here. Well, Kevin Kennedy has said several times when Canseco gets hot, he can carry a ball club, and that's what he's been doing for the Red Sox lately.
I did not coordinate with T-Bone to play that clip, but it might even help me make my point. That's Canseco against Jim Abbott. Here's what smacks you in the face when you watch a baseball game from 30 years ago. And it's not what you think it would be, which is pace of play. Because without a pitch clock, let me tell you, there are some at-bats that drag. And you just say, man, this guy's stepping out again? Or, man, this pitcher's taking his sweet-ass time? Oh, my God, how did we live like this? How did it live in such a slow pace? But anyway, here's what stands out right away, visually. Every pitcher has a different style of wind-up. Every batter has a wildly unique stance from the next guy in the order. Everybody had a different way of going about their business. You know how there's that batting stance guy who takes a wiffle ball bat?
Yeah, he's awesome.
And imitates batting stances? Let me ask you a question. If the batting stance guy was to do the batting stances of 2026, would it be all that interesting? Would it be all that entertaining? Would any of them be all that different? Sure, there are guys with unique batting stances. I would say of the famous players, Ohtani's stance is different. And do you know why that is? Probably because he did not come up through the American baseball culture, which is let's create a bunch of drones and everybody do it exactly the same way.
Right.
He's from Japan.
Yep.
Culturally, they still allow for the individual to have individual quirks that might work best for them. And he's the best example of it because I think he's got it figured out. And correct me if I'm wrong. Do we think Shohei Ohtani has the how to play baseball thing figured out?
He's pretty good.
He's pretty good, right? I mean,
Yeah.
pretty good.
For the most part.
Pretty good. So the way he's doing it is not wrong, right?
No.
Everybody now looks the same. You can't tell one guy from the next. And if you watch a game from 30 years ago, it's an adventure with every pitcher that comes out of the bullpen. How the hell does this guy deliver the baseball? And it's an adventure every time a new batter comes to the plate because you're like, what's this dude's stance? They're all different. You can't help but notice it and remember what the game used to be like when everybody had individual personalities, not only in who they were, but how they played the game. And that doesn't exist anymore. That's too bad.
Can you imagine what one of these nerd hitting instructors would say if Nomar came up and did his stance?
They'd crush him. They would absolutely destroy him. Look at Canseco's stance and the spinning of the bat. The way he would spin. I mean, Mo Vaughn. He's crouched over the plate.
No, give me like Jim Leyritz.
You know? Leyritz. But
Tony
look at
Batista.
Jim Abbott. Can Jim Abbott exist today? The man had one hand. How many people along the way would shut him down now and not allow him to play the game?
What would happen to Kevin Youkilis? Imagine seeing that stance. Wouldn't that be an immediate change? Would you let that exist today? No way.
Nope. They wouldn't allow any of these guys to exist. And the sport would root them out.
Who was it that had the bat straight up? Was that Valentin? That stood with the bat straight up? Jeter had that. Jeter was kind of up too. But he was over top the plate a lot. That's why he got hit in the hands a lot. There was a Red Sox guy that had the bat straight up. Like literally, like, why is he doing that?
Paul O'Neill with his leg kick.
The craziest one in the AL East was Tony Batista, man, where he would like look like dead ahead and then bring the bat like across, and then it was wild.
Oh, he's facing you.
Yes.
But that's the thing that really stands out, guys. It was awesome. Like, look at this. Bat, a different guy for everybody. Everybody's got a different stance. Everyone's got something weird and quirky about their stance that they have picked up along the way. And guess what? They all made it to the major leagues, so they didn't suck at it. But when you're just trying to create every single batter in your lineup to put the ball in the air, because mathematically you think that's what's going to pay off, that's why you've got a sport that, yes, while it is gaining in popularity again and is trending in the right direction, looks remarkably boring compared to what it used to be.
Yeah.
Again, though, that's in like all sports, though, man. You can say the same thing about like jump shots and stuff like that, too. You don't really have as many or nearly as many.
Watch an NBA
like,
game from the 90s. Watch an NBA game from the 80s. It is night and day, man. And it's just like, wow, that was great. That was a great time. It was competitive. It was physical. Fouls were hard. Nobody flopped. Everybody flops now. Everybody gets every call. Jaylen Brown's right.
Is it possible that Valentin's bat looked as straight up to you as you remember it because he was using a bat that was ridiculously long?
Maybe that was it.
I'm watching a couple of at-bats from him now. What kind of lumber you think? What kind of stick was this guy swinging?
It's a big stick.
It's a big stick, man. Look at that.
That's it. That is it. I remember being at the game, and I'm like, Jesus.
It's not the angle. It's the length.
It's the length.
It's the length. It's long.
It's good to have a long one.
Got to know how to use it.
Wow.
Right. I remember sitting behind him saying, there's something like that. It just looked like he was like straight up and down with it. That sucker stuck straight up in the air.
I mean, Valentin's got a swing that's pretty straightforward.
Yes. Yeah, he does.
Compared to what you see today.
Yeah.
Man, he didn't even barrel that one up and he hit it over the monster.
35 inches, you think?
He got that off the inside part of the bat and he still was able to hit it out. Johnny Valentin, baby.
Wow.
Red Sox stars of the 90s. When base hits were valued. When hitting for average was valued. Now it's like, F that. Just put the ball in the air. Just put it in the air. Put it in the air, okay? having a conversation the other day with someone. How would McGuire look in today's game with the same stats that he had when he was a player? Because he was not a guy who hit for average compared to his peers. But imagine what he does now. He did then, doing it now. Milliken, do that deep dive.
Well, what would they do with like Tony Gwynn, though?
They'd hate him.
Luis Arise. Right? That's what it is. Luis Arise hit, batting champ every single year with the Marlins, was never valued on like a super elite level in that way.
Tony Gwynn will bat 400 for you, but that they don't care.
Don't care.
They don't care. He's got a statue in San Diego, as he should. Now, whatever.
I think those McGuire years, the only comp is like Aaron Judge.
There you go. Proves that point.
467 OBP. Like, what do you even do with that?
Mark McGuire had 70 home runs in 1998, and he didn't win MVP.
But a year, let's see one of the years in one of those big home run years where he also hit for a halfway decent average, because it's not what he was. So like 274 with 39 home runs. That was what he did in his... Was that his second to last full year in Oakland?
In Oakland?
Yeah. I mean, the year that he hit 70, he hit 299. 299, 70 home runs?
Trash.
But career, he was a 263 hitter in his career. He was a 260 hitter. And he could hit 1,000,000 bombs. He would be so valued in today's game. He would be it. He would be the entire game. He would be the can't even dispute it. He'd be the best player in baseball with those stats. Best player in the sport. But everybody was allowed to have a different swing and look different then and have their own thing, and now you can't have that anymore. They've removed that from the sport. It's too bad. Disappointing. 617-779-0985. We'll get back to your calls coming up next.
Zoe and Beetle are back with more on the Sports Hub.
The window with Tatum and Brown is comparable, I think, to the window with Giannis. I think, you never know, but you could sell yourself on that. So you're going to ask yourself, and even if it's not Giannis, the question is, do you break up Brown and Tatum for a different pairing? Because if you're still going to shoot the three, you're not trading for Giannis. The guy doesn't shoot threes. If you believe in your 40%, you're going to accept your 40%. You're going to shoot the three next year. You're not trading for Giannis. Mm-hmm. You're more likely to trade for Embiid, which you wouldn't do. I'm just saying, Embiid shoots threes. Mm-hmm. So are they continuing to shoot the three? If the answer is yes, I think Derek White, Tatum, and Brown are staying together. If you're going to make a deal to Milwaukee, that's what happened. Like Golden State at the trade deadline said, hey, we're going to trade you 4 firsts. We don't control our draft the next 4 years. Draymond Green and 4 first-round picks does not help us next year when we don't control our pick. So if it's a real player, like one of the Celtics, I'm not going to get aggregated or whatever. Sure. So what you're asking is not unreasonable. But I don't have the clarity in how the Celtics are thinking about it.
Well, Brian Windhorst talking about the Celtics and their approach to the trade market and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Shams Charania of ESPN reported minutes ago, sources Bucks seeking trade offers for Giannis. But that's not the big story. The big story within this story is this. Listen up. The NBA playoffs represent another landmark point for the Antetokounmpo sweepstakes. Sources said postseason teams, such as the Timberwolves, Cavaliers, Celtics, Knicks, and Lakers, pursued Giannis at the February deadline. And their finishes to their campaign will play a major factor in their aggressiveness to trade for Antetokounmpo.
Wait a second. So can we go through that list of teams real quick?
Timberwolves.
Still in the playoffs.
Cavaliers.
Still in the playoffs.
Celtics.
Not in the playoffs.
Celtics.
Not in the playoffs.
Celtics.
Not in the playoffs.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure we got it. Knicks.
Still in the playoffs.
Look good.
Lakers.
Still in the playoffs, technically. Still in there.
Not dead yet.
Not dead yet.
Getting hosed by the refs. Not dead yet.
Lakers are always in it.
Huh.
Are all those teams that are still playing, are they playing the second round of the playoffs? Is that what it's called?
They are.
Is that okay? Eastern Conference, Western Conference semifinals, correct? Okay, good. They're all still in it except for Boston.
Yeah.
And that will help determine their aggressiveness in pursuing Giannis.
It's kind of exciting.
How about this, though? They went at him at the deadline along with all those other teams.
They were in on him. So the rumors were real.
So what were they offering up at the deadline? How did that conversation go?
It was about,
we'll
remember,
give you Hauser.
We did discussions here where you could have all three.
And we'll give you Anthony Simons.
When the Giannis stuff started here. Yeah.
We'll give you Hauser and Simons and a first rounder.
Because JT wasn't back yet. JT was not back yet.
Lottery protected.
Yeah, exactly. Let's swap. We'll do a swap. Yeah.
Rival executives believe that his desired teams will be the largest factor in his trade destination. He is essentially on an expiring contract with next season guaranteed in his deal before it turns into a player option for 2027, providing him leverage to navigate to a specific team based on whether he would agree to stay long-term, given the players and picks needed to acquire him. He becomes eligible for a 4-year, $275 million contract extension October 1 if he is not traded, or 6 months after being traded with a new team. Which means he's not going to be eligible with a new team on October 1st. He would only be eligible with the Bucks on October 1st, because right now, 6 months from now, is November 11th. The conversation will be simple. This is a source. Where does Giannis want to be moved, and where will he sign long term? He's played all 13 years of his career in Milwaukee. He owns all their statistical records and franchise history there. He won a title there 5 years ago. This year, played in 36 games. He had a groin issue, a calf issue, a knee issue. Still averaged 27.6 points a night, 9.8 rebounds a night, 5.4 assists per game. The Bucks have opened the phone lines and are waiting for the phone calls to happen. And Shams says Timberwolves, Cavs, Knicks, Lakers, Celtics all pursued him at the deadline. That was a busy conversation. That was busy times for those Bucks.
Seriously.
And they didn't move him. I think a deal like that needs to be done in the offseason anyway.
Yeah.
That's just my, personal belief. And I think history would tell you that the big deals like that are best done in the offseason.
Yeah.
He's getting moved. There's no shot he's there. So now it's really only a question of, will the Celtics be the team?
Based on what Shams just said there, yes.
Like, if you're the Knicks right now, are you looking to go after Giannis based on what you're doing in the playoffs?
I mean, look, they're smashing team right now. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals for the second straight year. You also don't have a lot of picks and ammunition left, by the way, unless you're doing you're going to package up a bunch of players to make that work, because they don't have a ton of draft capital to give the Bucks, which is what I would think a big piece of this is going to be, right? The ability to give the Milwaukee some first-round picks and some ammunition to go along with some of those players.
If you're Joe Mazzola, do you want Giannis?
Yes.
Yes is the answer. Will he adapt?
Think about this, though. So it's you versus the Knicks. Who has the best player available to Milwaukee in terms of offering a deal?
Who's available?
Oh, the Celtics or Knicks?
Yes.
It's the Celtics.
Celtics. Who has the most draft capital out of those two teams? It's the Celtics. So if it's a conversation between New York and Boston,
they're keeping Bronson.
If you want Giannis, Boston can get that done.
But what if Giannis doesn't want you?
I go back to that quote he had about Joe Mazzulla, though, in the spring.
Right. And so if Giannis lands here, will the people that say fire Joe take it back?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them. So I want to know what those people say.
Wouldn't that be something? Mazzulla's the real reason why Giannis, and that's the final break that gets him to come here?
Yes. And Giannis would be proof that they will play a different style of basketball.
Oh.
There's just no way around it.
Right.
So you'd get what you want.
Oh, Jaylen Brown's going to be pissed.
Is he?
No.
What if he gets his own team?
No.
He's going to get his own team in this.
He's going to love having his own team. Let me rephrase that. He will be pissed at the Boston fans because he'll hear the reaction.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But you want your own team or not?
Yeah, he wants his own team.
And I'm sure they would want to pay him the money and keep him long term there.
Yeah.
So he'd get his money and his own team.
Win-win.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins. That's what I would tell you in this. Let's grab headlines. We'll come right back in 90 seconds.